Hello, everybody. Welcome to my first episode of my weekly Bible Bible chapter review. All right. Last week I was at church in my class, and we were learning about Proverbs 2 from 1 all the way to 22. It talks about the moral benefits of wisdom. And I just want to do a review of that with you guys. Um, Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, please, and thank you. We will be going through each verse individually, and I'm gonna give you my own explanation and understanding of it, basically. And you can comment down below your own understanding of each verse. At first, we're gonna read everything at the same time, and then we're gonna go through each verse and I don't know, that's a word for what I'm trying to say. You're gonna detail, very descriptive. Oh my god, I shouldn't have said his name in vain. I mean, very you could. I'm trying to say we're gonna go to each verse, and then we're gonna trying to think of the word. But I should have wrote a script for this. I should have. I really should have. I really should have wrote a script for this. I'm trying to think of the word. Let me just ask Siri real. Alright, I didn't ask Siri. It just popped in my head. We're gonna go each verse, and we're gonna give very detailed explanations of my thoughts on what I think this is trying to say and how this is gonna impact your everyday life and stuff like that. Okay. Yeah. Let's start. Proverbs 2. The moral benefits of wisdom. Verse 1 all the way to 22. And it says, verse 1, my son, if you accept my words and store up my commandments within you, turn your ear to wisdom and apply your heart to understanding. In need, if you call out for insight and cry aloud for understanding, and if you look for it as for silver and search for it as for hidden treasure, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. For the Lord gives wisdom, from his mouth come knowledge and understanding. He holds success in store for the upright. He is a shield to those whose walk in blameless. What is that word? Blameless. For he guards the course of the just and protects the way of his faithful ones. Then you will understand what is right and just and fair. Every good path. I'm gonna read verse 9 again. Then you will understand what is right and just and fair. Every good path. For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Discretion will protect you, and understanding will guard you. Wisdom will save you from the ways of wicked man, from men whose words are persive, who have left the straight paths to walk in the dark ways, who delight in doing wrong and rejoice in the prevalence of evil. I don't know what that word is. For whose paths are crooked, and who are devious in their ways. Wisdom will save you also from the adulterous woman, from the wayward woman with the seductive words, who has left the path of her youth and ignored the covenant she made before God. Surely her house leads down to death, and her paths to the spirits of the dead. None who go to her return or attain the paths of life. Thus you will walk in the ways of God and keep the paths of the righteous. For the upright will live in the land, and the blameless will remain in it. But the wicked will be cut off from the land, and the unfaithful will be torn from it. All right. So we just read the whole chapter, and it kind of like during the getting close to the end, it kind of talks about. I was just all right. So the first verse, it says, "My son, if you accept my words and store up my commandments within you." So here's my understanding of this. My son, if you accept my words and store up my commandments within you. So basically, in my words and my understanding, God is basically telling us, if we accept, like us, this is basically us accepting his words and his commandments and following his way of like how he wants us to live, because it says, "My son, if you accept my words and store up my commandments within you." So this is basically you accepting God and like following his commandments each day, like all 10 of the commandments. I actually don't know all 10 of the commandments. I should learn that. I will learn that. All right, but let's get back to what I was talking about earlier. Like following his ways and his teachings, like reading the Bible every day, praying, asking for forgiveness when you sin and other stuff, stuff like that. You should comment down below what you really think, like how you understand each verse. Turn your ear to wisdom and apply your heart to understanding. Alright, so basically, turn your ear to wisdom and apply your heart to understanding. How does, like, what does this mean? Basically, what does this mean? Turn your ear into understanding and apply your heart into. Turn your ear into wisdom and apply your heart into understanding. So that is this like turn your ear like away from like turn like stop focusing on the world of man and focus on like good stuff like God and like basically like he's the understanding, you know? I think that's what it's trying to say, but I think it's saying something deeper. I just need to really think about what's that saying. What is Proverbs chapter 2 saying? Turn your ear to wisdom and apply your heart to understanding. Let me see. I'm thinking real quick. Maybe it's like turn your ear away from like turn your mind and like your focus away from like the evil intentions, like when you're just like sitting down there playing your video games or watching TV, you just get like a little voice in your ear that says, "Hey, you should go do this, you should go steal from your mom's wallet," or something like that, And like when that happens, basically, this is why I'm trying to iterate this verse. Maybe you should like turn away from it and apply your heart to like understanding. Maybe like go to God and pray about it or something like that. That's my understanding of that. Verse 3 says, "Indeed, if you call out for insight and cry aloud for understanding." So basically, this is like touching on that same thing I just said. So if you hear the voice that's telling you to go sin, you go to God and cry out loud for insight. Cry out loud to God for insight. And what's it called? Like understanding, like what should I do to avoid when this thing comes to my ear and says I should go do this bad thing, and cry aloud for understanding. So basically, that's what that's trying to say. Verse 4 says, and if you look for it as for silver and search for it as for hidden treasure, and if you look for it as for silver and search for it as for hidden treasure. Right now, this one I don't get it. You looking for it as you look for silver and search for it as hidden treasure. Alright, this I believe verse 4 has something to do with the ways of man. So basically, if we look at it as if we go to God and ask Him for understanding of how when this voice comes to my head, I should not do what it's saying. As we gonna look for worldly desires such as going out with friends or something like that. I'm not saying going out with friends is a bad thing. That's just an example, you know. Verse 5 says, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find knowledge of God. And if you look for it as silver and gold and search for it as bread and treasure, then you understand the fear of the Lord and find knowledge of the God. Okay. This kind of opened my mind real quick. What if it's maybe you have questions about stuff how did God do this? How did God do that? And you actively search for Him, and you actively search for Him, and then you actively search for Him, trying to find answers and stuff, and then as you keep searching and you keep praying and reading your Bible and doing all this stuff, He's gonna show Himself to you little by little, and as He's showing Himself to you, you're gonna see His power, His glory, and all the amazing things He could do. Yeah, that's what I think verse 5 is saying once you understand what verse 4 is saying. Alright, we got verse 6 next, and it says, for the Lord gives wisdom, from His mouth come knowledge and understanding. So basically, this is basically saying God gives wisdom, He gives understanding for those who actively search for it. You actively search for you don't pray one day and He's I'm gonna give you all this wisdom and understanding. No. You're gonna have to pray every single day, read your Bible, all this stuff that proves that you're following Him, doing His will and other stuff, And verse 7 says, He holds success in store for the upright. He's a shield for those whose walk in blameless. I don't know what blameless is. Let me search that up real quick. Okay, I just searched up what blameless means, and it's basically you have no wrongdoings, basically. That's how I could say, because I just forgot what I searched up. Where are we at? Okay. He holds the success in store for the upright, and He is a shield for those who walk in blamelessness. So, success in store for the upright. I got it. No, I definitely got this one. I definitely had a good, detailed, understanding of verse 7. He holds success for the upright. Success for those who keep, following His will, those who pray to Him every day, those who, do the ways of good instead of doing the ways of evil. You understand? Yeah. And He's a shield for those who are blameless, for those who got wrongfully accused for a crime or something like that. He'll send a lawyer that's a really good lawyer that can defend them really good, like that. And basically they don't get put in jail or something like that. And verse 8 says, for He guards the courts of of the just and protects the ways of the faithful ones. For he guards the courts of the just and protects the ways of the faithful ones. Guards the courses of the just and protects the ways of the faithful ones. I don't know what just means. I gotta search that up too, but just is based on behavior according to what's right morally. Okay. So basically he guards the courses of the just, the people who do things morally right. And he protects the ways of the faithful ones. The faithful ones. Those who read the Bible, like pray to him every day, follow in his will. If they sin, they pray, like to ask for repentance. They're always kind to people and other stuff. Those people. Verse 9 says, then you understand what is right and just and fair, every good path. So let me read those two verses combined so I can get a better understanding. For he guards the courses of the just and protects the ways of the faithful ones. Then you will understand what is right and just and fair. I'm brain dead on this one, bro. I'm so brain dead on this one, bro. I'm not even trolling. Like, I don't even understand this one. Could somebody comment in the comment section, like a detailed explanation of verse 9? Alright, verse 10. For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. So basically, if you seek God out and you pray to him, you get wisdom and knowledge, like not just in your mind, in your heart, and in your soul, so you can do like right things and not the wrong things. Discretion will protect you and understand, and understanding will guard you. I'm alright. Discretion will protect you, and understanding will guard you. This one, discretion will protect you, and understanding will guard you. Discretion will protect you, and understanding will guard you. I really don't know, chat. I really don't know. I really, 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 really don't know about verse 11. If you guys can comment down a detailed explanation of verse 11 for me in the comment section, that would be really helpful. Thank you. Verse 12 says, wisdom will save you from the sorry. I need water. Alright. I'm back. This verse says, wisdom will save you from the ways of wicked man, from men whose words are I'll stop doing that. Perseverance. Alright, so basically this is saying wisdom will save you from those men who like tell lies, like will deceive you into doing wrong stuff, And the second verse 13 says, who have left the straight paths to walk in darkness, in dark ways. So basically those people who like have left their righteous paths. What is this? Walk righteous paths and and used to walk righteous paths and now walk in the ways of the dark, and now they try to like, hey, like you be walking in the corner. This is an example. You be walking in the corner and they be like, hey, I got this faith for you and you should take it and stuff like that, because those people who are now addicts to this, these substances. It used to be the people who say like, I don't like these substances and stuff. Now they want to get people to do their substance. 14 says, who, who delight in doing wrong and rejoice in the perseverant, pers, persevere, I cannot pronounce words, bro. I don't know what happened, bro. And rejoice in the prevalence of evil. So basically, those who like love doing like evil things for the sake of doing evil things, For those who's, why is my get out of here, iPhone? And 15 says, for those whose paths are crooked, and who are devious in their ways. I think that's very self-explanatory for you. 16 says, wisdom will save you also from the adulterous woman, from the wayward woman with her seductive words. Now, this is talking about like how nowadays we have, what's the best explanation for this, bro? 16, that's like a really good explanation for this. Like seductive, like it's talking about words like, it uses, let me just break down 16 real quick. 16 uses words like wisdom will also save you from the adulterous woman, from the wayward woman with her seductive words. Wayward woman, she's like gone astray with her seductive words. She's gonna use like words which make you feel good to draw you into her traps and stuff like that. 17 says, who has left the partner of her youth and ignored the covenant she hath made with God. Alright, this basically says she left her husband, or like, whoever she was with at the time or something like that, and the oath she made with God when she got married and stuff, like she went behind her husband's back and cheated and stuff like that. That's basically what that's saying. Surely her house leads down to death, and her paths to the spirit of the dead. This is saying her house leads down to death, not like eternal death from God. Her paths to the spirits of the dead. I actually don't know what this and the paths to the spirits of the dead. I actually don't know what that means. Someone's gonna have to tell me what that means in the comment section. Surely her house leads down to death, and her paths. Wait, did I read that already? Yeah, that's 18. Now, this is 19. Now, none who go to her return or attain the paths of life. So basically, once you go to her, you've separated from God, and basically you be eternally separated from God. That's what I think that means. And 20 says, thus you will walk in the ways of God. Wait. Okay, I think this is not a part of like 19 in a way, because now this is talking about 20 to 22 is talking about something totally different. And here we go. I'm going to read these three together. And it says, thus you will walk in the ways of God and keep to the path of the righteous. For the upright will live in the land, and the blameless will remain in it. Because the wicked will be cut off from the land, and unfaithful will be torn from it. Verse 20 says, thus you will walk in the ways of God, of the good, and keep to the paths of the righteous. So basically, this is God saying, hey, you should walk in the ways of good and not evil, and keep the paths of a good person. Like don't willingly do bad things, okay? And 21 says, "For the upright will live in the land, and the blameless will remain in it." I don't know what it means by the blameless will remain in it, but the upright will remain in the land. I don't know. Will live in the land. I actually don't know what 21 means. Someone has to tell me in the comment section. 22. But the wicked will be cut off from the land, and the unfaithful will be torn from it. All right. Okay, that's basically my Bible chapter review. Proverbs chapter 2. Moral benefits of wisdom. I hope that dropped some wisdom on your head today. I'm going to see y'all in my next video, which should hopefully come out by this week. Bye.